It's wonderful to have many of you back home. We're so happy that you were able to attend the gala last night, some of you. We're happy that some of you made a point to come and honor this little guy right here on Sunday. You're taller than me, actually, yeah, but that's fine. You're just so like near and dear to our sweet Padrecito type of love, you know? I know that some from across the country, some from East Coast, even New England, some from Washington, some from down south on either parts of the country, just shows how the CSC really extends to the four corners. I don't know if we have any Alaskan or Hawaiian people. I'd love to meet you too. But truly, just been a remarkable weekend. We also know that it's Parents Weekend here on campus, so it's been great to meet or see again some of our parents and just to be able to get to know you a little bit, just like been able to get to know some of your children, sometimes in the first year of their time here at WashU, and sometimes being able to meet you again in my sophomore year, or maybe your kids up to senior year or even grad school year. So what I just think it speaks to is the continuation of this story, that what we receive here, whether it's our time as a student or whether it's someone as a CSC friend learning about this community and then continuing to choose to enter into it. I just think that's what the gala was about last night, and I also think that's what your presence here today is. And if we've got some first-time guests who have no idea what I'm talking about, you are welcome here, and we're so glad that you joined us today. Please continue, hopefully, to come back. Gospel question means that there is a call and a response. So I'm looking at you, wonderful choir loft or balcony there. So just, don't think that you're exempt from this, okay? Just because you got the StubHub cheap seats up there, okay? But the gospel question today is, what makes America good? What is good about America? However you want to phrase that or reverse it. What's good about America? And I'd love to hear what's resonating in you in the midst of a very tumultuous week, a very impactful week that we're about to enter into. What's good about America? Please. Yes. One out of many. Love it.
The diversity of people.
Diversity of people. What's good about America? Freedom. Freedom of religion. Yes. A charitable nation. We are America. We are good. Yes. Thanks, David. Yeah, you're off the hook now. Balcony. Good job. Good job. Democracy. Yes. What else? You can become American. Yeah. And I would even say, even if you're not a citizen, that there's something about being American that our non-citizen brothers and sisters are able to receive and be a part of as well, in a beautiful way. Yeah, Mary? We're a melting pot, yes. Yes?
Natural beauty and resources.
Natural beauty and resources. Innovation, opportunity. I'm still hung up on I'm thinking about the national parks, and yeah, just one of our presidents said it was America's best idea. Goosebumps, yeah. Striking to form a more perfect union. Put on my philosopher hat for that one a little bit, yeah. It's deep. We got to think about what that means. A couple more.
The ability to vote to choose our leadership.
The ability to vote to choose our leadership. Yeah.
Beacon of hope.
Good hero. Yeah. A beacon of hope.
An experiment that we can't underestimate.
An experiment we can't underestimate. Yes. Christian values, being a part of that foundation, sure. Thank you. Yeah. Willingness to grow. Yeah, this great project that we are a part of is a group project. And I don't know, some of you, if you remember your days back in school, or maybe if you're in school now, I always felt like I got saddled with a lot of the work in the group projects. This is one time at St. Louis U where we were driving around in the seminary van. I had 3 other ladies with me, long story. It was my group for Metropolitan Environment. And one of them needed me to stop so she could puke on the side of the road. And I thought, I'm going to be doing most of this work, I realized. And that's not to disparage my fellow Billikens, but sometimes it might feel like we're saddled with the responsibility of a group project. And what I think was important about hearing you, or even for you to vocalize these things about America and what makes it good, is that you and I might remember that it's okay if we feel the responsibility of shouldering that weight from time to time. Because I think if you and I can remember that America has goodness within it, then perhaps whatever might be on Tuesday and the days after might not be the defining characteristic of this nation. We have had elections before. You have had people that you have supported who have won and lost before. And we have some who are going to be able to vote for president for the first time. And I see some of your faces here today. And I'm just so happy that you have that opportunity. And to know that in this moment, if we can continue to seek the goodness and maybe even shoulder it a little bit more, because we remember who it is that guides us, not just our nation, but the very principles that we hold dear as followers of the Lord, then maybe whatever happens won't be the end of our story. As much as there might be some important decisions happening, as much as there might be maybe some trepidation about directions of our country, as much as all of those things happen, that we can continue to go to the altar, go to Jesus. We hear in the second reading, if we go to the Lord, if we allow Jesus to be the one, that he can save us, because he has a priesthood that does not fade away, that his is one that is long-lasting, that his is one that makes America, no dissing on it, just seem like it's just begun because of the eternal nature of it. I'd like to provide just a little encouragement, and to do so, I'd like to talk a little bit about the 4 Ds, because I just want, if this is going to be a rough week for you, regardless of his results, just because it's a rough week, I'd like to talk about the 4 Ds so that you can carry these into the rest of your life and continue to recognize what is happening in your heart if the 4 Ds are a part of it, okay? The first D is disappointment. Oh, the person I wanted to win dog catcher lost. You're like, oh, the cats are gonna, no, whatever, but in the middle of that, to know that there's disappointment that happens. I did not score a great grade on my pre-calc test or whatever. I don't even know. You're all so smart. Okay, but whatever that disappointment is, acknowledge it, own it. Just say, wow, this stinks. Invite the Lord into the disappointment. Don't allow disappointment to unnecessarily define everything. Because if we allow the D's to continue in a spiral, the next one is discouragement. I don't even know why I do this anymore. I don't even know why. What's the point? What's the use? Every day is cloudy. The leaves are falling to the ground. You're like, what? Yeah, but maybe that's okay, because it means like Thanksgiving's coming and Christmas is coming, and wow, Christmas is the worst. Like, okay, well, maybe it's not the worst. Pull up that airplane and don't just allow it, because you have disappointment and discouragement, to undo everything else. Most of us are alive right now. We got that going for us. Some of us are, please do not die during this Mass. We already talked about it being a rough week, and it's like, yeah. But just to recognize that there is goodness that we have and things we can hope for, even in the midst of great difficulties. So disappointment, discouragement. The next one is called desolation. And that's primarily a spiritual term where there can be this dryness that just makes it seem like I don't really know what to do at all. And I would say if you're experiencing desolation, if you don't feel like the Lord is anywhere near, have hope. Have hope. Continue to say, Lord, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep inviting you into my heart. I'm going to keep doing good things and acting as the person that you call me to be, because I know in faith that you are with me. I know that you aren't just a symbol in that tabernacle, that red candle that is flickering constantly in this space is something that symbolizes that you're right beneath it, and that you are still enkindled in my heart, no matter what. Because the last D of the 4 Ds is despair. And it's sad to me that some of you have experienced despair. Some of you know that darkness. Some of you know what it is just to scratch for any sort of oxygen or light in the midst of those situations. And you might even believe that this whole concept of faith and religion is so nice, but it's not available to you. I just want to speak into that despair, if that's something you are experiencing or have experienced, and I pray not, but maybe you will experience. I want you to remember that God is all-powerful, and even the darkest night is not too dark for him. And so we recognize these things because we don't want disappointment to lead all of a sudden into a trap door of despair. The enemy would love that. He would love to capitalize on your fear. He would love to capitalize on all of the different things that are being said and just like all of the social media noise. I just encourage you this week, maybe there's a log off button to some of those accounts. Our phones, actually, they do turn off. Laptops close, TVs have off buttons. And so maybe if the count or the calculation or the latest exit poll is saying something that makes you disappointed, don't allow it to undo your whole heart. Something that I am going to share, and I know we have many students in the congregation today, but we'll have more at the 4:30, that I really want to impress upon them, and that I do feel the same way for you, but in just a different way, because of the paternity that I really feel for the students is just different. I wish I could shield you from this, but I can't. And I had a friend say when it was word that I was going to be assigned here, that I'd be joining the CSC community. She said, "Oh, that's so great." I said, "Yeah, I'm really excited about it." She said, "No, it's so great because you'll be able to walk with them through the election." And I said, "Oh, crap." It's like, I don't want to do that. I just, I want to do like, "Can I love you anymore?" kind of stuff. But, But what I recognize is that can I love you anymore means that that it's okay that we're going to go through difficulties together, and that while I wish that we could just not have to deal with people being upset or overjoyed or whatever the political preference or whatever the circumstances are of this issue or that issue, I just want our students to know, and yes, again, for our broader community, that while I can't shield you from it, I'm going to be with you. We're going to be with you as the CSC. We're going to be right next to you, and we're going to be up front. We're just going to keep talking about things, and we're going to keep praying together, and we're not going to allow the 4 Ds to be the defining characteristic of this week or any other week, any other circumstance that we find ourselves in. The last thing I want to share is this. We talk about in the gospel the greatest commandment. And notice how Jesus takes the greatest commandment and makes them all 10 of the great commandments. There's 611 or so, 613 commandments in the Jewish tradition. But there's these 10 main ones that we hold dear. And Jesus, just because he is the master, is able to say these first three of the 10 commandments are about love of God, and these 7, the remaining 7, are about love of neighbor. Do you notice that it takes 7 to love neighbor? And if we can learn how to love God the way that he invites us to and the way that he loves us, then perhaps we can learn more and more how to love our neighbor, even when we disagree with them, even when they have different preferences or ideas of us, even sometimes when we outright feel reviled by them. That what makes America good is all of these things that you said, but even in that Pledge of Allegiance, what we pray, indivisible, indivisible. I think these remaining 7 commandments, and supported by the first 3, is maybe something that we can pray about as we enter into tough times. And that to know that there's great hope no matter what our circumstances are, elections or otherwise. So just pray that this might be a blessed week for all of us. And I pray that we might not be discouraged or disappointed in a way that undoes that great goodness and that great hope that we have in the Lord.